Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Farihah, Nur Farihah Binti Sharifful Bahri. My ID number 2022463984, and today I'm going to present causes of mental illness. So, what is mental illness? Mental illness are the health condition involving changes in emotions, thinking, or behavior, or a combination of these. Mental illness are associated with distress and problem functioning in social, work, or family activities. Mental illness is treatable. The vast majority of individuals with mental illness continue to function in their daily life. Mental illness does not discriminate. It can affect anyone regardless of your age, gender, social status, background, or other aspect of cultural identity. While mental illness can occur at any age, three-fourths of all mental illness begins by age 24. Mental illness take many forms. Um, some of some are mild and only interfere in limited ways in daily life, such as certain phobias. Other mental health conditions are so severe that a person may need care in a hospital. There is no single cause of for mental health disorders. Instead, they can cause by a mixture of biological, psychological, and environmental factors. Only a certified mental health professional can provide an accurate diagnosis of the causes of a given disorder. So next slide. And next slide. So there are a few causes of mental health and mental illness. So the first one is biological factors, and second one is psychological factors, and the third one is environmental factors. So what biological factors are involved in mental illness? The first one is genetics. Mental illness sometimes run in families, suggesting that people who have a family member with a mental illness may be somewhat more likely to develop one themselves. Susceptibility is passed one on in family through genes. Experts believe many mental illness are linked to abnormalities in many genes rather than just one or few, and how the genes interact with with the environment is unique for every person. That is why a person inherits to susceptibility to a mental illness and doesn't necessarily develop the illness. Illness itself occurs from the interaction of multiple genes and other factors such as stress, abuse, or traumatic event which can influence or trigger an illness in a person who has inherited susceptibility to it. Defect in or injury to certain areas of the brain have also been linked to some mental illness. Parental parental damage also one of the factors involved in mental illness. It is because some evidence suggests that a disruption of early fetal brain development or trauma that can occur at the time of birth. For example, loss of oxygen to the brain may be a factor of development of certain conditions such as autism spectrum disorder. So the second one is psychological factors. What psychological factor can contribute to mental illness? Psychological factors that may contribute to mental illness include severe psychological trauma, suffered as a child, such as emotional, physical, or sexual abuse. Besides that, an important early loss, such as loss of a parent, also contribute to mental illness. So the last one is environmental factors. Certain stressors can trigger an illness in a person who is susceptible to mental illness. These are stressors include death or divorce of parent or someone else. dysfunctional family life also can contribute to mental illness. Feeling inadequacy, low self-esteem, anxiety, anger, or loneliness also one of the factors can contribute to mental illness. Social or cultural expectation also one of the factors that can contribute to the mental illness. For example, associate a society that associate between within teenagers can be a factor in the development of eating disorder. Next slide. Okay, for the next slide, this is the rate of the burden of disease from each category of mental illness. We have depressive disorder, anxiety disorder, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and eating disorder. Next slide. So for the conclusion, mental illness can be caused due to stress or reaction to certain incident. It also can be happen from child abuse, of genetic and so on. After all, mental illness is curable, which is one can seek help from expert in the particular area or can overcome this illness by positive thinking and changing their lifestyle. That's all from me. Thank you.